Hey YouTube! Today I'd just like to share a quick replay of me killing, well, Ninja's squad. We didn't really kill Ninja, but we still got him. We know he was trolling around with his no elims at the end, but just like to show you this video. So as you can see right now, I've just dropped Tilted with my squad. It's kind of like the normal house I go for, treehouse. It's got good loot. If you get lucky, you get all 3 chests. At this point, we didn't even realize that Ninja was streaming, let alone he was in our game. So, I guess I'll just shut up and let you guys watch. So my squad and I just cleared out Tilted, and cleared out Pleasant. Pretty simple fight, not much going on. Just dropping some smalls for teammates here. We really only fight Ninja squad near the end, so if you really want to, you can skip to the end, near the end. As you can see here, I have wonderful soccer playing skills. I really should have gotten that in 1 hit, not 2. But anyways, back to the game. Gathering mats here, pretty basic stuff. Gotta really rack up those mats for what we'll do later, which is build a base. I think at this point during the stream, Ninja was already dead, and their squad had moved, well, 2 of them had moved under that house in the middle of the lake, and I believe Courage was off towards near the gas station. Well, at least that's where I first encountered him. Apparently Striker came up with this new way of crossing lake, as you just saw a little bit earlier. He was placing down ramps for some odd reason, and not floors, which seemed really slow, but perhaps it would work. I didn't think it'd work, and honestly, I think it's kind of stupid. Perhaps I was wrong. Marcel and Lupo don't seem to be under house yet. I think that must have been a bit later in the video. Well, let's just chug along, I guess. Here I pick up this hunting rifle. Soon you'll see that it does me quite well throughout the rest of this game. Picked up the scope there for dog owner. He's kind of that person who isn't confident enough to hit his first shot. So pick that up for him, and I'm just bringing it back at this point. Gotta harvest those mats to get max wood, you know. At this point in the game, things have been pretty slow. The only real fight we've got into was the one at Pleasant. But as you'll soon see later, it definitely is not the only fight that we get into this whole game. At this point, I'm really eyeing this hill. I'm like, this is high ground and I really wanted to hit. So, me and my squad make our way up this hill, and eventually this is actually where we end. We got pretty lucky considering the zone ended straight on us. Kind of a failed parkour there, but we'll just skimp over that. Just eyeing that building over there. I thought there was somebody inside, but didn't realize that was already edited and somebody had already moved out. Once the squad's up on this hill, we decide to start work on our fortification, shall we say. This building serves us pretty well. I realized a flaw with what I did here a little bit later. It was that I only had one wall really holding up my 1x1. I should have noticed that a bit earlier and placed down a couple more walls. this point, I was just criticizing Downfall 4's lack of skill when it comes to building, considering how slow it took him to build that one by one. I guess that just proves Omegas aren't necessarily the best players in the game. That tomato head that we saw earlier was Courage JD. We'll come into conflict with them a bit later, and Striker will learn the hard way that Courage is really one of the greatest players that you'll ever play against. I believe he gets headshotted 3 times by a hunting rifle, but we'll just have to watch and see. Just enabled player outline, so it's a little bit easier to see where everybody is. There you go, there's Courage JD. We didn't really see him, considering the fact that his skin actually blends in pretty well with the forest since it's green, except for the head of course. But we were mainly concerned about people moving in from Tilted. And here we go, one of the trolls that my squad members pull on me, capping me off. How nice. Didn't take that shot because I wasn't sure if I was going to hit him, but as you see later, I will take a shot once they move further down to lake. That was a pretty bad shot. That one, on the other hand, wasn't horrible. I believe it was a body shot, but it still killed him. And now he's in lake, with nowhere to go. Hitting him for 89 damage pretty much guarantees a kill for me. There was no way his teammate could have revived him in that time. I couldn't see this last guy originally because he was behind the tree, but Downfall started taking shots at him, and I trusted him and kind of moved in. As you can see, behind that hill is Courage. None of us actually noticed him, but we eventually did. First shot hits our own platform. Still scouting out for Courage, which I never actually noticed. He's behind that tree. And second shot takes Awesome Yan out of the game. At this point, there were only 3 players left. One being Courage, who was down there, spamming down walls, and the other 2 are Dr. Lupo and Marcel. BasicallyIDoWrk. And they were camped underneath in the cave area of that house, which none of us expected. Courage still down there, and at this point we are expecting to get shot, but then Downfall decides to huck some clingers for some odd reason. First lands short, second one lands way too far off to the right, third one's pretty much the same as the first one, nowhere near. Right now I'm just more curious as to where the other 2 guys are, which are Dr. Lupo and BasicallyIDoWrk, or Marcel. They're both by the factories near Loot Lake. We didn't notice them. Right now we're all just really focused on Courage. Hit Courage once. He's on health now. But as you'll figure out later, that's pretty much the only hunting rifle shot that I get on Courage. At this point, I was concerned about people underneath us, since we only see 1 player. But at the same time, I also want to finish this tomato head off. I mean Courage, but you know, I can call him Tomato Head. We know where he is, it's just that he really wasn't peeking and we had no launch pad, so we weren't willing to launch down. Striker gets knocked because, well, he was standing completely still out in the open trying to get a clean shot. That's why you don't stand still. Dr. Lupo and Marcel are moving in towards our location, but we don't notice them at all because Courage is actually doing a really good job of distracting. Downfall gets hit again. With a Deke at that range, you have to get really lucky in order to kill anyone. We pull a res on him, which was a little bit risky because we didn't know where anybody else was. They could have easily shot at us, but luckily for us, they didn't. At this point, we've just completely lost Courage. We thought he was by the gas station, but he's actually underneath us moving up, which was a really clever move. We kind of anticipated that, but we didn't know where he'd move up from, and we also didn't see him build. Take a shot at the bush, because why not? I had extra ammo. Better to be safe than sorry. He's just camping at the bottom of our ramp. None of us actually noticed him moving in, because we were all busy rezzing. At this point, Ninja's dead. He's been dead for a while now. It's really only been Dr. Lupo, Marcel, and Courage that we've been fighting. We never even came across Ninja. Shots go off, but with the burst, like, good luck. And he's also shooting a bush, so that doesn't really help either. Marcel's below us with the porta fort. I believe he was going to throw that at us, but he never did because Ninja kind of stopped him. Would have been interesting to see what would happen if he actually did. Courage still seems to be camped at the bottom of a ramp. At this point, I decide that maybe going up isn't the greatest idea. If they knock our thing down, we'd be pretty dead. We have no launch pads, no bouncers, and no impulse nades, so can't really recover from that. Courage is right there. I somehow don't see him. Maybe that skin is pretty good at camouflage. Listening for footsteps, but pretty much all we can hear are each other's footsteps. Courage JD still camped down there, and we still have no idea where he is. Edit out to see if I can find anybody. Don't find anybody, but I see the building from Dr. Lupo. Missed my shot, and then I decided to move down. I was like, if I get lucky and he doesn't realize that I've snuck up behind him, I can probably get a clean shot off at him. Downfall moves down, I guess, kind of implied in his name, and Lupo swings down, and none of us managed to find him, except for the fact that he starts building upwards again and gives me a clean shot, missed the headshot, and then he throws down a porta fort. The tires kind of tripped me out because half of them were on the mountain. Uprise is shooting at Dr. Lupo, who doesn't even seem to be there. We had full disclaimer, we had no idea who we were fighting. We thought we were just fighting some 3 random guys, all in a different squad, but I think it was not until like 20 minutes after this replay when I watched Ninja's stream that I actually, like his stream on Twitch, that I actually realized that we killed him. It also doesn't help that Ninja's stream says that I'm player 354. So at this point, Courage and Marcel are hidden underneath our base. Striker got knocked again. Well, he kind of sucks, but you know, gotta start somewhere. I am not in much of a better position. I thought he was down where Downfall is, but apparently not. I hear the footsteps, but I had no idea where he was. Goes for the supply drop. I guess can't blame him. He doesn't have that much health. At this point, I decide to move back up. Well, I hear the footsteps first, but then like the zone is closing in, and it's time for us to move. Luckily for us, the zone was actually on our little contraption here, so we could just camp in here and wait for them. At this point, Courage and Marcel have moved, and they're fully enclosed underneath our base. I kind of guessed this and was trying to move my way down, but at the same time, I was expecting Lupo to still be by that porta fort. No clue where he ran off to. So in here, I realized that Downfall is shooting at something. No clue what it is, but turned around. If I had broken through that brick wall, I could have seen Courage, but I didn't. So here we go. This is the part where they really didn't kill us because they're trying to go for like a no elim game, I believe. But we weren't aware of this, and we just decided to play how we normally play. I'm still rocking that green AR, by the way. Moving down, Courage, his bandages, Uprise opens another one with those, with campfire. My bad. I was expecting him to use that campfire because we thought that we'd have to camp out the rest of the game. Courage, unbeknownst to me, was actually above us. I thought they'd be below the cliff or something, but apparently not. They're just fully enclosed inside our building. There goes off one RPG. I believe that was aimed at Lupo. I have no idea. Downfall's moving in on Lupo. We still have no idea that Marcel is there. I decide to move up, almost get stuck in the storm, and then decide that... And then we see Courage. He pokes his head out, and at this point it's 4v1. He wasn't gonna live this. Knock him with the tack shot and BM him. Sorry, Courage. But now I noticed building above us. So we move upwards. Dog owner's already up there. Don't know how he got up there so quick. But we're moving up, and then I notice that they're building on a metal, so I was assuming that they ran low on mats. I knocked Dr. Lupo. That was really lucky. I had no idea I could have hit him from there. Other than now, I was expecting one of these players to be underneath one of these roofs. No idea where they were. Apparently they weren't under the roofs because, unbeknownst to us, Marcel was actually at the bottom of our base. We thought he'd be up here somewhere, but apparently not. Lupo's down. He's knocked. It's pretty much game over for him at this point. And I, of course, BM him as well. Sorry, Lupo. Maybe we should squad up some other day. Traps go down. Those are our traps. The striker is, for some odd reason, low on health again. It's one of his specialties. It's called dying. I accidentally shoot something. At this point, we're fairly certain that he's below us. It's just how far below us is the question. I thought he was under this cap. Apparently, I was sort of right. He's actually further down than I thought. He throws down the porta fort. And at this point, I don't actually get the finishing blow on Marcel, but it was a good fight anyways. Striker gets knocked by the trap, because that was a really good trap play by Marcel, but then Downfall finishes him off, and that's GG. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, shall we say. And please subscribe for more content. I'll be uploading more Fortnite now. I've actually accomplished something in this game, but thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.